know the general outlines, but I'll leave you to discuss it privately." Will stared at the newcomer for a moment, wondering if memory was playing tricks on him. No, he'd never forget the man he met that night. He rose and offered a hand. "Unless you have a French twin, I believe we've met." "So we have." Duval's gaze glinted with amusement, and he spoke with no trace of a French accent. "A memorable night." After shaking hands, Will reclaimed his chair. "You didn't mention that you were in the army, and you seem rather more English today." "Half French, half English," Duval explained as he helped himself to a cup of the coffee. As he stirred in chunks of sugar, he continued, "I didn't mention the army, and you didn't mention that you were a peer of the realm, Major Lord Masterson. Titles don't seem relevant when one is about to be executed." Will studied the other man, thinking that Duval must have interesting tales to tell about the intervening years. "Should I be concerned that you have a special mission in mind for me?" "Nothing too alarming," Duval assured him. "Are you familiar with San Gabriel?" "A tiny country in the mountains between Spain and Portugal. It's the smallest kingdom in Europe, isn't it?" Will replied. "But I've never been there, nor do I know anything else about it. The Gabrieleños have been staunch allies in the war against Napoleon," Duval explained. "They contributed first-class troops to the Anglo-Portuguese army under Wellington. Now they want to go home." "What sane man doesn't?" Will said. "I assume there is some problem with this, or you wouldn't be talking to me." Duval nodded. "Their infantry units were in the thick of the battle for Toulouse, and took a lot of casualties, so they won't be fit to march back to San Gabriel for some weeks. But there's a small troop of Gabrieleño cavalry, and they're ready to leave now. They need an officer to take charge and keep them out of trouble on the way back." "Why me?" Will asked. "I speak Spanish and Portuguese, but I don't even know what the language of San Gabriel is." "It's a dialect that falls between those two languages. You won't have a problem with it," Duval assured him. "The Gabrieleño commanding officer, Colonel da Silva, will have to approve you, but he will." "And? Surely there's more to the matter." Duval frowned. "We're concerned over the condition of San Gabriel, and I'd like first-hand information. It's never been a rich country, but under the Alcantara family it has been stable and well run, and, as I said, they've been solid allies in the fight against the French. Then, last summer, the French general Baudin crashed through San Gabriel, looting and destroying. He also captured the ruler, King Carlos, and his son, Alexandra, the hereditary prince, when they rode out to parley under a flag of truce. Baudin appointed a senile old uncle, Prince Alfonso, as regent for the young Princess Maria Sofia, who managed to escape." "Has the country collapsed into chaos or banditry with the rulers gone?" "I really don't know," Duval said. "There has been very little news out of San Gabriel. My guess is that the country has serious problems. As British allies, they deserve our aid in rebuilding. I hope you're willing to lead the Gabrieleño cavalry back and spend a week or two evaluating the situation." "Aren't the king and his son on the way home? Surely French political prisoners are being released." "We don't know what happened to them," Duval said, his expression grim. "I fear they're dead, but I intend to learn the truth. In the meantime, San Gabriel has no effective leadership. Now that the war is over and the Spanish guerrillas haven't gotten the French to fight, I'm worried that a band of them might take over. The Alcantara residence, Castello Blanco, is a formidable medieval fortress. If a gang of marauders move in, they'll be very hard to dislodge." All true. Will hesitated. With the war over, he yearned to return home as quickly as possible. Accepting Duval's mission would delay him for weeks, perhaps months. But he'd never forgotten the question of redemption that had arisen during that long, tense night in Porto. Taking on this task wasn't redemption, but it would be a service he was well qualified for. And though he'd prefer a speedy ship home, the long ride across Spain and Portugal would be a way of saying goodbye to his army life. He'd also be able to visit his friend, Justin Ballard, before leaving the peninsula, possibly forever. "Very well. If the Gabrieleño commander